Basic Appraisal Principles, page 486. Figure 17.2, the chain of influence. It shows here it starts with factors and conditions in the market that influences behavior of market participants, that influences supply/demand and other economic principles affected, that influence real estate values affected. Example: unemployment rates and interest rates are rising. That influences buyers lost job or are scared they could put off buying home for now. That influences more homes for sale, less buyers, reduced effective purchasing power. That influences prices come down, sit on market longer. Market analysis uses. The results of a market analysis are key elements used by the appraiser throughout an appraisal assignment or for an appraisal review. Market analysis results are also used in consulting assignments as support for business decisions, such as in feasibility studies or for investment analysis. Market analysis is used in appraisal assignments to determine and provide support for the highest and best use conclusion. Provide relevant data for accurately completing the three approaches to value. Identify comparable sales for the sales comparison approach to value. Identify the basis for depreciation adjustments in the cost approach to value. For instance, physical deterioration, functional obsolescence, or external obsolescence. Compare market data against income, expense, and rate data for the income approach to value. Provide market support for value conclusions and complete some review assignments. When completing a review assignment, the reviewer may be required to conduct a market analysis as support for the reviewer's conclusions. The market analysis process. No two market analyses will be exactly the same, and the extent of analysis required will depend on the nature of the appraisal problem. For the single-family residential appraisal that is most commonly completed by the appraiser, the process will likely be very similar, but not exactly the same, from one assignment to another. Page 487. And most data will be readily accessible to the appraiser. More complex assignments, however, might require the assistance of market analysis tools, experts in a given field, or other ancillary services. For instance, government reports. Because market analysis is a process, it can be broken down into the following logical steps. Number 1, conduct a subject property analysis. Number 2, segment the market and identify the participants, factors, and demographics in the market. Number 3, conduct a relevant supply and demand analysis. Number 4, conduct a forecast analysis. Number 5, reconcile and report the results of the analysis. Number 1, conduct subject property analysis. As was briefly mentioned in the last chapter, a market cannot be defined until the appraiser has a complete understanding of the characteristics of the property. That is the subject of this appraisal. By establishing a clear picture of the characteristics of the subject property, The appraiser creates a baseline from which all comparisons will be referenced. The Fannie Mae 1004 URAR form offers a good illustration of the kind of information that should be collected about the physical appearance of the subject property. Look at the excerpts from page 1 of Fannie Mae Form 1004 URAR in figures 17.3 through 17.5. Note that each section will be reviewed in detail in future chapters. The first section of the form, as shown in figure 17.3, titled Subject. See along left margin, requests basic identification data about the subject, such as address, parcel numbers, information about the occupant, ownership rights, the type of transaction taking place, and participants in the transaction. Baseline, initial collection of data which serves as a basis for comparison with the subsequently acquired data. Figure 17.3, Fannie Mae Form 1004 URAR, Subject and Contract, page 1. Shows the subject and the contract sections, which cover the property address, the borrower, legal description, assessor's parcel number, neighborhood name, occupant, is it owner, tenant, or vacant, property rights appraised, is it fee simple, leasehold, other, describe. Talks about the city, the owner of public record, the tax year, map reference, special assessment dollars, PUDs, HOA, how much per year, per month, taxes, the assignment type, was it a purchase transaction, was it a refi, other, describe, the lender/client, the address, is the subject property currently offered for sale or has it been offered for sale in the 12 months prior to the effective date of this appraisal, yes or no. And then report your data sources, offering prices and dates. For the contract section, it talks about I did or did not analyze the contract for sale, the subject property transaction. Explain the results of the analysis of the contract for sale or why the analysis was not performed. Contract price, date of contract. Is the property seller the owner of public record, yes or no? Data sources. Is there any financial assistance, such as loan charges, sale concessions, gift or down payment assistance, etc., to be paid by any party on behalf of the borrower, yes or no? If yes, report the total dollar amount and describe the items to be paid.